Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
a double honor to Apostle Elsbeth Millstone, teacher Will, and Rule Will, along with the sister Shalom, to hopeful elect. All right, we're the brothers from GMS Cle camp out here with another week to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which you know as America, and Lord willing to be edifying, man. All right, we're going to start off in Matthew 24, because ultimately war is in the headlines, man. All right, over the past week, I just put together a little screenshot, compilation of the different headlines and different little news apps, etc., man. I can read some of them off. It says China deploys 100. Let this pass. It says China deploys 103 fighter jets toward Taiwan, which they also deployed 9 Navy ships as well, man, to surround that place, man. Because the whole situation going on, if you don't know, with the whole geopolitics with China and Taiwan, it's the same thing with Ukraine and Russia, all right? Where America, okay, trying to get the different nations that are residing right next to these different countries to join NATO and the EU, etc., man. All right, to make them alliance, so that way what? They can put troops and different missiles and different armaments right next to different coasts, man. All right, that's why the whole thing, like these stupid Americans, they don't understand why, which Russia did was in Ukraine, but they don't understand why the so-called official invasion happened in Ukraine, man. It's because they try to get Ukraine to join NATO, which that's putting a NATO ally right against Russia's borders, man. Well, any nation would have a problem with that. All right, it's like that's why you had the whole thing with the Cuban Missile Crisis. What was that all about? It was about Russia arming Cuba with nuclear weapons that are right off the shores of America that can hit America in no time, man. So America, when it happened to America, and they felt some type of way about it, they got the missiles up out of here. All right, but what happened when they try to do it, they had like it's cool, and they like supposed to be a problem. But basically, that same situation that happened with them trying to get Ukraine to join NATO. All right, and at the same thing that happened in Taiwan. You had what's his name? Kamala Harris or visit them. Now, what was Kamala Harris? It was either one of their representatives. They already got all these different positions or whatever. Basically, a U.S. representative, okay, joining them talk about the sovereignty of Taiwan, man. But they consider that part of them, man. It's like it's the same thing with Ukraine. It's part of Soviet Russia, man. All right, and those nations like that, even if they're not officially of Ukraine or China, they're supposed to be a buffer. All right, because at a place of neutral ground where it's not two enemies right at the each other's border. All right? So I'm going to read some more of these headlines here. This is, it says, NATO chief warns nations must prepare for a long war. All right? And ultimately, it ain't going to be no long war. World War III is going to be quick, man. All right? It ain't going to, because ultimately, World War III is going to be fought with the thermonuclear weapons. It ain't going to be no long, drawn-out war. It happens, like, for example, you saw was over there in the Middle East and Afghanistan, Iraq and shit over 20 years. Ain't gonna be no 20-year war, man. All right, it's gonna be very, very short. That's the Battle of Armageddon. It says China just started stockpiling oil. World War III ? All right, so these are the type of things that are in the news, man. All right, in the headlines. That's how I did a lesson list entitled "Wars in the Headlines," man. All right, talking about World War III in the news. These are little apps you got on your phone, man. But we've been out here prophesying and start with the elders apostles about World War III coming. Bible shot, start with that.
St. Matthew 24 and 5, and it reads, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, and shall deceive many."
Yeah, many shall come my name and say, Hamashiach, which means anointed, man. All right, which is not exactly talking about everybody's going to come saying they are the Messiah, but people are coming saying they're in the name of the Messiah, man. That they're sent to lead you in the correct way. All right, which is false, man. You see it all right now, a bunch of bug outs popping up. Now you got even individuals who are already set up, like the IUIC. Now they're coming out changing up the doctrine, talking about, which they've been off, but now it's even waxing even worse. Now they're talking about you're not supposed to hate Esau. All right, these sellout camps are showing their hands, man. All right, and we'll see more of that as the train draws nigh about the MOTB, man. All right, when the MOTB comes, they're gonna tell you to take that as well, man. All right.
It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars."
And we're seeing that. Like I said, I'm reading these headlines right now. We're seeing rumors of wars, man. All right. Another headline. It says, "Nuclear exchange with China is much closer than Americans think. Expert warns preparing to go to war." Again, these are just things in the headlines, man. All right. And read it again.
It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars."
Mm-hmm.
See that you be not troubled.
So we ain't supposed to be troubled with this because we've been prophesying these things, man. Okay, through reading the scriptures, again, get that. We started off with camp last week with that. Go again, Revelation 11 and 14. All right, want to hit anybody. All right.
This is Revelation chapter 11 and verse 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly.
And woes talking about world wars, man. All right, wars on earth that multiple nations get involved in, man. All right, many nations get involved in. You got all these different allies, man. So like they got all these different compliances, okay, treaties. Okay, like look, if somebody attack you, then we gonna help you. If somebody attack us, you gonna help us. All right, it's like that. It's a conglomerate of nations. So in a world war, that's why it's called a world war. Because so many different countries and factions come against each other, man. Join in, and it creates much bloodshed, man. All right, but the point being is the fact that World War III is prophesied in the Bible. We've been saying it's going to happen. Now it's reality, man. All right, it says really in your headlines, man. I'm reading it again. It says nuclear exchange with China is much closer than Americans think. Expert warns preparing to go to war, man. So it's much closer than you Americans think. You Americans, you Babylonians who walk through, specifically North America, Babylon the Great, carefree, thinking of this place is indestructible, that war is never going to touch the swords in this place. And how about she shot something? All right? The Lord has evil eye towards America. He wants to destroy this place on the face of the earth, man. All right? And continue that now.
It says 6 again. St. Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet.
Yeah, the end is not yet, man, because we're not ultimately at the end. It's not like we read these headlines and then tomorrow a nuclear missile is going to drop down in America. Okay, or we're understanding that certain prophecies have to come to pass. Apostle Hardy constantly stresses it that the World War III will not completely break out until what? Until the MOTB gets made mandatory, man. And we're seeing also that in the news, man. Different steps over the last couple of years. The so-called brain chip, this digital implants, all these different things been heavy in the news, man. Constantly Elon Musk and all the different little Edomite little tech companies, whatever, constantly coming out with information about it, man. All right. So go line up. Second is 9. Keep going. Was there any more on that? Was that to the point? Got more at the point about the war.
Some more on there.
Okay. Keep going.
It says 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Talking about empires, man. Empires on the earth. You got Esau Edom. How much you got Esau Edom, which is North America, Babylon the Great. He's a chief nation. You got nations under him. All right. You got other nations playing your so-called middleman minority. All right. They allowed to have the little setups under him. Okay, and it helps benefit him as well. Like again with China, he able to source out all these different jobs and resources to bring them in for cheap, outsource them for cheap, and then bring them in with get an exponential amount of money off of it. All right, etc. Man. You know, but all these different nations are rising against nations. All these different nations are picking sides, man. All right, and majority of the nations, at the end of the day, all the nations are going to side against America. That's why you read Revelation 17, it tells you that America's allies going to turn against them. Bring that verse down.
It says 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Yeah, we're seeing that in the headlines, man. All these different nations picking sides, man. But,
And there shall be famine and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places.
Famine's on the way, man. Brothers been constantly talking about that, especially since 2020, when don't forget when the so-called pandemic first happened, and you went into the stores and them shelves empty, man. People was panic buying. The stores they only hold but so much food, man. I really remember that. I leave myself, man, when we went to the store, was that BJ's? Yeah. That's a warehouse place too, if you don't know. That's like it's like a Sam's Club, whatever store you got, and get whatever store you got in your state. But basically, it sells things in bulk. All right, that's why you get membership and you get things in bulk for a cheaper price, man. But basically, they be having the whole like shipping carts, whatever. What is this called? Like pallets that be up there on the stack of the roads. Usually full. It was different, man. Inside roads, all those full. I remember since a kid going in there to see food. Even going in there, she was empty, bro. It was nothing. That's the type of thing that how much shots gonna bring again, man. It's gonna be a lack of scarcity of food, man. So people will do that's what we to what? Second and 15, people rising up against each other and so in order to get that little scraps of food, man.
You just had a woman, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but she allegedly stabbed her 1-year-old daughter. I believe, if it wasn't mistaken, yeah, you can look it up. Somebody want to pull up the article. it was really her dog that ate her sandwich, man. All right, so here it is. She bugging out. It's still a green tree. Here it is. You stabbed an infant. You know what I'm saying? That you're supposed to be in the care of or a guardianship over, you know, but over some food, man. You know, thinking that the child allegedly ate it, but turned out it was a pet. You know? But the other statement I was going to make was in regards to the statement you said about people picking a side and how nations are rising against nations. And there was the Elder Malcolm who made the statement that it's the world, you know, pretty much 70% of the world has signed, you know, to be in agreement with the BRICS nations, man. You know, so that just further added to, you know, the statement.
Yeah, he said it's going to be famines and pestilences. We already saw it getting called the pandemic, a so-called pestilence, man. But he said, Lord, how about Shimon Shai going to put the spirit on Esau to release more things, man? More deadly things that are actually that are actually real, so to speak, all right? Things that you ain't gonna have to question and go on TV just to believe it's real. Things that you can actually go in the street and see people dead, man. And it said what? It said earthquakes in diverse places, and we see that. You just had an earthquake in Morocco, all right, kill over 2,900 people. You had the earthquake in was it Turkey back there a couple months ago to kill over 50,000. All right, so you're gonna see more earthquakes. Gonna be more earthquakes, more so-called natural weather events, man. Again, the situation in Hawaii allegedly. Okay, allegedly that's it. All right, allegedly, emphasis on that. All right, but all the people's homes burning down, a so-called natural wildfire. All right, more things like that can happen. You got to be sensitive.
Yeah. This is Jeremiah 15. I started verse 1. It says, Then said the Lord unto me, Though Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind could not be toward this people. Cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. So that's another way the Lord is showing displeasure. You know, he was promising the message that he said. He said, Though Moses and Samuel stood before me, two prophets, two men of the Lord. Yet my mind cannot be toward this people. This is talking about you hard-headed jakes. And that's why the Lord is sending these plagues, this famine, the destruction. Verse 2, And it shall come to pass when they say to thee, Whither shall we go forth? Then thou shalt tell them, Thus said the Lord, such as are for death to death, and such as are for the sword to the sword. So now we see the lump of wax and cold, like the scripture said, and what happened. The brother mentioned earlier about how the woman was accidentally, not accidentally, the woman tried to stab her dog, and end up killing her kid. You know,
No, she ain't trying to stab her dog. I believe she purposely did.
Like I didn't mean to mention what you said. The point being, you know, many people are being deleted. You know, their life subscription is being ended through the spirit of power. How about some of y'all? We know that from Deuteronomy 32, 39.
I got you to come just so it ain't no confusion. Right. 3 days ago, Indy woman admits to mistakenly, okay, so it is a mistake, so she say, stabbing 1-year-old niece instead of dog that ate her chicken sandwich.
Right.
In Indianapolis, Indiana. The point is, though, people bugging out, man. You know, over some GMOs, the mystery meat. You know what I'm saying? They got spirits on them.
Giving more proof to the scriptures because the scriptures said that we would be eating defiled food from the heathen. You know, this is also part of the curse, having to rely on those foods being so cheap. You know, and that's part of the curse. You don't have to go into your enemies for one of all things.
Yeah, but it's a drug. That's what I'm getting. You know, this food and drug administration is a drug, so it makes people react a certain way when they can't get it. And that's why I don't know what I told you, but the love of many wax and cold. Man. You know, that's what you pretty much see. Taking the love of many wax and cold. Go ahead, back to that.
I ain't gonna take over. It's people who are appointed for the destruction that's coming.
With 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, it says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass,
Hold on. How you measure the time? According to the prophecies, according to the scriptures, man. That's how you measure the times. You look at the scriptures say, after the second chapter, I will stand upon my watch. Watch and see what he said to me, and I will answer. I shall speak now. All right? Stand upon your watch. Watch the prophecies, watch the signs. That's why I was able to, you know, come out here, hop right in the spirit with brothers, you know, fall right into the spirit of what they're going into, man. See? You know, measuring the time, seeing the perilous things that's taking place. You know, warning the flock, warning the trumpet, man. According to the scriptures. Go ahead.
when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before.
And that's what we started off with, about the headlines of war in the news, man. Right. Again, like I said, the situation going on with Taiwan, was sending over 103 fighter jets and 9 Navy ships, man. All right, that's all signs, man. Lord Ben talks about World War III. That's when we got the precept in Revelation 11, man. All right, the Lord talks about the 3 world wars. All right, but the scriptures in Revelation tell you the whoa. All right, that's part of the science, man. The fact that that's just like I said earlier, that the fact that that's in your news, man, on the news app. The fact that talking about World War III on your phone, that's the type of notification you get in 2023, man. All right.
Hey, me and the brother just did a video yesterday. I think it was Ukraine bomb Russia. Yeah.
I just want to add to the fact that they make light of the words of the Bible because they're not at all taking heed to the fact that we're chanting about World War III. You see, they ain't gonna want to try to get right until it's too late, and they see that the war is on, man, which is already really begun, you know, but it ain't in the full effects of it yet, man.
That's that Second Chronicles, the 36th chapter. Yeah. They misused the prophets.
Yeah, but I was thinking about in the gospel how I talk about they make light of it, man. We're trying to bid them to the marriage. They're not trying to take heed to read the prophets, man. But that does further add to that statement you said. Go ahead,
The second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 2, it says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made."
How about Shai visit the world which he made? He visited with the great judgment. Just like in the time he did with Noah and the flood, man. All right, that was the Lord visiting the earth, man. That was the Lord showing he was displeased with the actions of men on earth, man. All right, the way people was running their life, man. All right, doing everything the opposite, everything contrary to what Yahweh Shai, all right, the God of heaven and earth, we command you to do, man. All right, these people, but not only that, not only that's what say, not only do they do it, but they have pleasure in those that do it as well, man. Look at the abominations, man. They literally boast in it, they revel in it, man. They support it, they promote it. You know, and when that time all over again, but now it's even worse, man. It's even worse than before the flood now. So how about Shai? He got to visit the earth again, man.
Verse 3, it says, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world,"
and he was saying, there's been nothing but that in the earth, man. All right, again, earthquakes. Coming to one, you had the recent one in Morocco. You had another earthquake in Jamaica. All right, now it wasn't to a level of devastation as Turkey and Morocco, but nevertheless, it's still happening. I'm sure it's another place. There's always earthquakes going on, man. All right, yeah, it's just notable ones. Okay, I'm sure that they have even things like earthquake after shit. We really can see like all over the earth. We saw satellites and shit, all the earthquakes going on, man. There's plenty of earthquakes going on. That's all part of the prophecies, man. It's not just random. The motherfucker tell you what's been earthquakes and shit out there. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord specifically mentioned when you see all these earthquakes, that's how you know we're towards the end, man. They said what? Uproars of the people. People are constantly complaining, man. It's constantly a protest about this and protest about that. It is even more severe and intense protests all across the world, man. All right, he is specifically hit Babylon the Great America.
Like if I can add to you, that's a spirit. Recently in Armenia, you know, some of the citizens were bucking up against the police, and that's going to be on a grand scale when it comes here in America, because this is the last hurrah. This is going to be the last captivity. So everything that we see in these other nations is getting us spiritually prepared, you know, because it's getting our mindset ready, because it's going to be way worse pursuant to Jeremiah 30 and 7.
Right.
Yeah.
My bad, brother. Can you bring back verse 2 real quick? And then you can go right back to where you at. I just want to add to it.
Second Ezra chapter 9 verse 2, it says, "Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made."
And the point I wanted to make was that then they're going to understand and see it. You see, right now, they don't understand, they don't comprehend. And the scriptures say, man knoweth not his time. Roughly paraphrasing, if I know where that said, we can grab it. I think it's in Ecclesiastes, if I'm not mistaken. He said, man knoweth not his time. Take me from that, paraphrasing. You know? But he said, then shall they understand and see it. And I was thinking when Brother read that initially of Ezekiel 33, you know, where it says what? Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. You know, because the thing that we're saying is coming The same with the girls, you know, raise them to be whores and don't have no accountability to correct them, man. But we as men, we using the scriptures. See, the scriptures hold everybody accountable. It's a double-edged sword. It can cut you, it can cut me. You see what I'm saying? All right? And so, since they got the man out the house rule, look at how things gotten worse, man. Since the 70s, 60s, man. Go ahead.
Bring back verse 16, it says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces.
There's some perilous times, man. If you think about it, dangerous times. If children are being dashed to pieces, hey, Esau said he gonna be like a madman sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. They're gonna be trying to come down with great wrath upon our people. It says that in Revelation the 12th chapter. Go ahead.
Before their eyes.
Before their eyes.
Their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished.
So everything that you possess is gonna be spoiled. So they're gonna come for your guns, they're gonna come for your first aid kits, they want your food, they're gonna want everything that's resourceful that can be if you got gold and silver, they want that too. And they want you.
Oh yeah.
All right? Just like these army soldiers, they was coming out with the war crimes of Afghanistan the last 20 years, 22 years. They was over there, they was coming out with different documentaries and shit on YouTube about the war crimes committed. They out there raping their women, killing niggas. Nigga might have his hands up. He just blowing away for the fuck up. Because he, going back to Revelation 6 and 4, he that red horse that was set to take peace from the earth, man. He had killed somebody in cold blood for no reason. So the Lord is going to allow that shit to happen on the soils of America. And he ain't going to use American troops because they know American troops got family here. And you know, they're going to use foreign troops to do this shit, man.
That's what,
sleeper cells and shit like that.
What's the name? Antiochus,
which one?
Fourth. We're talking about Daniel, where it said mercenaries and whatnot. It was the fourth. Antiochus IV, the one that was in Maccabees. He used mercenaries, man. You know what I'm saying? We read the Maccabees and we tell you, man, Daniel. That's what this devil gonna do again, man. He gonna use mercenaries. He's gonna use outside forces. You know what I'm saying? Besides the people in the land, man, domestic.
What's a mercenary? He sold to the highest bidder. He don't care who's side.
Well, they can cut throats.
It don't matter.
The dollar bill is better. That's it.
Yeah. Who got the highest bid?
But going to bring that to the point going into about these women. It's funny because again in this area you see it now. The current class, you just got groups of women walking past. This society's completely out of order, man. People think it's normal and off, bro. In the ancient world, you had to have a chaperone. You can't just walk around. You women for the taking, man. These women got no protection. You can't protect yourself. Because all this bullshit they women talk about, they don't need a man. And they be like, oh, if you don't got money, I want to be with you. Look, the biggest reason you need a man is simply for protection. You can't protect yourself. You are just out here prey.
And a woman can't protect another woman.
Back in the
it's like no God.
In the ancient world, you know, if a woman was just found in the field, she'd get taken. And if she didn't cry out, you know, to it, you know, they both get put to death. But this point added to the point about her needing a chaperone, essentially, you know, or being in the house, being a homebody as she's supposed to be, not outside. Hey, Car, you said you know the chick that doing that viral rap video talking about we hate being in the house. You know, and they from Cleveland, Ohio, some little young woman. She said being promiscuous. Yeah, we hate home. We hate being in the house.
Yeah, that's the important to the men. Because that's another reason these women, like, it's not even just your actual husband. That's why it was so important in the ancient world when you have sons. Okay, that's just more bodyguards around the house, man. Okay, that's more bodyguard. You can walk out in public. It's like, all that's important, man. But these women, they be so used to this society we call dial 911 and shit. All that, man. See, the Lord put the spirit on men not to protect the women no more. That's why he had the situation with that one with that brick. They allegedly whatever. They hit with the brick and they ain't rise up to help you. Why? Because these women spend all their free time and shitting on men, talking about you don't need men. So we're gonna find out. The Lord gonna put that to the test, man. When this society break down, we're gonna see if you don't need men.
She's a misandrous woman that pretty much hates men, and allegedly she has a medical condition that causes her face to swell, and she used that as a way to try to push that narrative, man. That's what they was alleging, but added to the brother point, it's true. Men ain't coming to the aid of defense because they like, look how many men are dead in jail behind you women. They ain't just putting their life on the line to die for somebody they don't know that's a complete stranger. That chivalry shit dead, man.
Yeah, get Isaiah 32:2.
Bring that verse back real quick. Finish that. Bring that verse back real quick and then get Isaiah 32.
I just want to add on to what y'all saying. Just like the brother Cole saying, yeah, protection, man. You women need men protection. That's one of the biggest things. And then not only that, All right, your whole existence is around the whole existence of survival is around a man because back then, damn near every man was a masonry. You know what I'm saying? Men built home. Every damn man built their own home, man. And then to gather resources, you ain't had no goddamn caves, whole food, none of that. When men is still doing it right now, they gather all the resources and bring them to the stores and shit like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Back then, go back a couple decades ago, I mean not decades, centuries ago, you had to go out and hunt your fucking food.
Fishing.
Women didn't do that shit. They didn't hunt the food, man. Hell yeah, man, because you had to face wild beasts.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You had to come up against other men. All that shit came into play when it came down to survival, man. And it's about to take place again in the near future, man. You women ain't gonna be able to do that shit, man.
Brother was talking about it yesterday. The Elder was talking about, you know, how being a fisherman is a hard job. You know, people might make light of it and fun of it, but for one, they make more money than the average job here, average 9 to 5 here. But it's a tough job. You got to be strong, man. Yeah. For one, with fishing, depending on what you're fishing for, it takes patience. But for two, you know what I'm saying? It's a strong job because, like the brother says, a lot of danger you face. You might have a fucking alligator try to come at you. You might got to wrestle with him. You got to be stronger than him to pull him out the water. There's a lot of dangers you face when it comes to stuff like that. And it's a lucrative job. Now bring that verse back real quick and then get Isaiah 13.
This is Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished.
Their wives ravished, man. What's another R word? Taken by force. That's what's going to happen. It's already happening. But this is what's going to intensify, man. And we ain't the ones going to be doing it. You know? We don't want these damn filthy ass women, man. We want good, clean girls. Lord going to bless us with. In the time to come, Isaiah 4:1. But we ain't got to do that. It's going to be everybody outside of the inner sanctuary that's going to be doing this to y'all.
They're going to come to brothers. Scriptures tell you that.
Yeah, they going to fuck with us. But it's up to that brother if he want to protect you or have you under his wing or not, man. Yeah. And a lot of you women don't deserve the men of the Lord, man. I'm just being honest. Y'all all self-centered about yourself. A lot of the black women completely forsaken the man, you know? So a lot of y'all might get the fucking boot. Yeah. That's how real it's about to be.
Most women from the tribe of Judah, they ask missing food, man. They gotta come back to the kingdom.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they done.
Elder Pastor Hart said the Lord might do away with them and bring them back. He said you don't need a woman to bring them back. You know, he said he might just do it. He said the black woman is an endangered species. Because the Most High might get rid of her ass completely and bring her back in the kingdom. Man, you know, except for the elect lady.
If I'm still doing that day, man, I ain't having no black woman in my camp, man. The time of Jacob's trouble, man. Y'all ass could eat a fucking missile, man. Every last one.
Go ahead.
It's Isaiah chapter 32, verse 1. It says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and a prince and princes shall rule in judgment.
It's that king. The king is talking about Lord and Savior Yahushua, man. All right, he said what? He said princes shall rule in judgment because you got men under him. That's the 144,000 that's the governing body, which is all men. All right, 12,000 men from each of these tribes, man. No women, bro. All right, he said princes, some of men. The scriptures talking about male authority coming back. Israelite male authority by hand. Because all these heathen nations, like the brother said earlier, they go into captivity. They go into slavery, man. All right, Israelite men, we got to get our prominent position on earth back, man. Because we real judges of the earth anyway. That's why we not in power. Everything doing fucking shit. Go ahead.
Verse 2, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest.
And somebody looked up the etymology of the word covert. All right? He said a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, man. All right? And protection from the elements, man. Again, things about to get real crime out here again. Ain't gonna be no more. Again, like something. Look, just go down the street. You constantly see this groups of women just walking past, man. You just throw you woman over your shoulder, and there's nothing they can do about it, man. So when all hell breaks loose, this societal fantasy that we're all equal and everything's cool. Once that's all gone, bro, these women gonna be proud here, man.
Go ahead, put it out.
This on the online etymology dictionary. The word covert, it's an adjective. It's a hidden, private, secret, concealed, hidden, obscure, underhanded, literally covered.
Yeah, and that's true. It goes into that, but it's liken it to a man. No, I got it for you.
Oh,
Hold on, brother. I got you. It says, going to the blue letter first and foremost, it's Sathar. It says what? Secrecy, it says hiding place. All right, to cover. Well, that's likened unto a man. It says what? Protection. Okay? It's likened unto a man. Where no hedge is, the possession is spoiled, right? This is the book. I'm sorry, not the book. This is from the freedictionary.com. Covert. Definition number 2, covered, covered over, shelter. Number 3, law being married and therefore protected by one's husband.
It said being married and therefore protected by one's husband.
That's it.
And that's the definition of Apostle Paul brought out that one classic lesson, man. All right? That's what's going to happen, man. Because again, like I said, bro, this fantasy that these women are living in, man, it's about to come to a rapid end, man. All right? This, I do whatever the hell I want. I ain't got no consequences and shit. All that's about to be over, man. The Lord's not winning, man. And they in the dirt, bitches, they're trying to fool God. They're trying to act like God is with me and shit. All these different things they say. They have little scriptures and stuff in their Instagram bio, man. The Lord's not with this shit. Out of these women, these unruly women, man. Like I said, it's so many detrimental consequences, bro. But these like I said, like these like women across the street, man. Imagine her being your mother, bro.
Right.
She's raising you. Oh, man, that's a nightmare.
I was saying too, your selection of women. I was sharing a post. And we're gonna get into some more prophecy too, but this is prophecy as well.
This is prophecy.
Yeah, this is prophecy.
Man. The Lord's not with this shit, man.
Hell no.
These women completely out of order, man. They've been going unaddressed, man. So what about to address their ass, bro?
Isaiah 4, line that up. Purging them out, the filter, the daughters of Zion. But the point I wanted to make, it was another video I shared online. You had a woman talking about when we had a girls' trips, this is only for hoeing. If you ain't coming to hoe, if you ain't coming to hoe, don't come. If you coming to try to be booed up and bring your boyfriend, don't come. And I was sharing that. I'm like, these are your selection of mothers to pick from or to make babies with. That's why men are going overseas, getting passports. Men are going their own way. Men ain't even dealing with them. And they like, how come men ain't talking to us no more? They could have certain brunches and shit, and men ain't coming together. They ain't trying to see that because we passed that. We fed up, man. So how much more the Lord? Now, this is real quick, Ezekiel 33, and I'm gonna get straight to the point. Verse 31. It says, "And they come unto thee as the people coming, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, with their heart goeth after their covetousness." So with their lips, they gave a lot of lip service. Like the brother said, they claim God-fearing. I'm looking for a God-fearing man, I'm a God-fearing woman, but their actions is completely opposite. Now what else did the brother call for? Pull that out. Start from the top.
This is Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one.
Go back. Start with Isaiah 3. We're going to go from there, bro. Isaiah 3, it talks about you gotta get all the meat off the bone, man. Talking to the Lord, the Lord addresses these women, man. Talk about the haughty girls of Zion, man.
The 3rd chapter, yeah.
And they read down, it goes into it, man. Like the brothers always go into, it wasn't initially chapters, it was just a scroll of Isaiah, man. He was just going in the order, man.
Verse 16?
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16. It says, "Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are
Haughty's proud, man, arrogant, conceited, narcissists, man. That's what all these women are. Even Northern King, the brothers be giving me bitches excuses. Now I dealt with these bitches the same, man. They the great value version of the black woman. They the fucking same, man. They don't get no pass either, man. Them holding them so-called Latinas and Native American women, they gonna die too, man.
That's baby Keisha right there, man.
Light-skinned Keisha.
Little son.
and walk with the stretched forth necks,
man. Haughty, proud, arrogant. You can't tell them shit.
and wanton eyes.
Undisciplined. When they be walking with that man, they making eye contact with other men, man. Completely undisciplined, completely out of order, man.
Walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet.
You need to see a bitch like that's what they always do. They literally give their phone to their friend and take a video, and they take a video of them walking some scanty clad outfits and heels, walking and shaking their butt.
Switching and shit.
Yep.
It says,
Scantily clad dress, they wearing little next to nothing, see-through clothing, you can see their nipples, see everything, man. And that's how they flaunt themselves, man. Outside.
No panties on with the see-through.
And to tell a man to have some discipline and control yourself.
They go to the gym.
I ain't want to do this, but I'm about to take this.
You know what I'm saying?
man to look at them. Purposely, then they recorded that day.
Verse 17, it says, therefore the Lord will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
That's why they
Bald
bald
head.
head.
Yeah.
Bald headed as fuck. I'm talking about you got young women putting on wigs, man. The scriptures know our people to a T, man. Get in there. Go ahead.
It's so crazy too because they didn't turn that into a trend. It's called bald head whole shit. They didn't make a trend about being bald, man. These Aaron Rose ass bitches, man.
Hey, man, that's really a curse from the Most High, man. Because specifically on the Judite, the Southern Kingdom woman, man. You're supposed to be, okay, the top women on earth. You're supposed to be the top tribes that all the other women can take an example out of, man. That's what a little took your hair, man.
That's a glory. So the Lord took his glory just like he took our glory.
Esau calls the medical condition alopecia on both sides of my back, but the scriptures call it judgment.
Yeah, another thing that's happened to these women, they got something in the scriptures called thyroid, which today that's so-called cellulite. They be having little dents and all that shit. The reason why you have that is reading the scriptures, leading the law, it lead a way to show that a woman's a whore, she be committing adultery, man. The Lord, that's really another curse that these women got. They be trying to go to Esau's little doctors and shit, try to get that shit removed. The reason why you see these women with that cellulite and then you see them talking about the dents in their thighs, that's really in the scriptures, bro, is because of committing adultery, man. You got all these different bodies that been fucked in with 50 limbs. At least today, bro, that's a low number for today. So
Cause her belly to swell.
Yeah, that's what you see. These women, all these overhanging stomachs and shit. That's literally a curse from the Lord, man.
Yeah, the Lord going in on you women right now.
Hey, man, hey, like how Elder Malcolm broke it down. He said, look at the bookshelves, man. You know, that's how much bodies these women have, man. Here, and on the video, he was also, and really, it's more than what you can see on my camera with other books on the bookshelves. There's more books than that, and they got more than that, man.
Go ahead, keep reading.
It says, bring back Isaiah 3:17. It says, therefore the Lord will smite with the scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
During the lockdown, they had lines wrapped around the damn beauty supply store. During like a year or two ago, they had lines when they shut down certain stores, man. Yeah, they had women lined up outside the beauty. Because without them beauty supply stores, these women will show their true nature. They're gonna look exactly how they look when they wake up in the morning, man. Rough. See, but then they get dolled up. They put on fake lashes, the makeup, the hair, the weaves. They doing all this to try to cover that curse.
And when they was doing that, that was like a thing done in secret, so to speak. Like it was certain pieces I knew. I'll ask like, oh, what store open? They said, oh, we can't tell you. And they all have to say, on the download, so the store won't get shut down.
Right. Go ahead, keep going.
And the Lord will discover their secret.
Excessive things and all these expensive these women. These women be buying so much stuff.
My bad, don't lose your point. A lot of these bitches be shopping at the beauty supply store for that big ass crap. Man, that shit be cheap as hell.
It says, verse 18, in that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their claws, and their round tires like the moon.
Basically, it's all meant for the Lord shipping you with everything. And even your shape, even these women, it's a mix. You got a lot of these women out of shape now. Even the ones who do have their shape and they boast in it, but the Lord gonna take that away, man. You ain't gonna be eating no food, so you gonna be starving, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It says the chains and the bracelets,
So it's by the name all the accessories these women got.
and their mufflers, the bonnets, and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands, and the tablets, and the earrings.
Excessive accessories, man. These women got a whole fucking closet, bro. It's crazy. They got shoe boxes of shoes they never even wore before. All types of different stuff, man. And a lot of times they be having men buying for them. These women, man.
The rings,
Beyond their means.
the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel,
Changeable suits of apparel, but constantly is all these different clothes these women got, man. Fucking fashion over.
and
Keisha got a 3-room house. One room just full of clothes.
Yeah, all over the place. Now
Yeah.
they know.
And they'll change multiple times a day.
Yeah.
They'll change clothes 2 or 3 times a day.
And they got, like the other monster spot said, they got all whole clothes. They don't got no modest apparel. That's why it's really gonna hurt and take us trouble too. They gonna be trying to put on layers of clothes to hide their body, but all you got is body tight skin.
Right. Whole baths, they don't take baths. You just taking showers and shit.
Yeah, because in the ancient world, they would sit and soak in oils.
They'll bathe themselves because that's why it's gonna go into it, but it's gonna mention how they stink. Go ahead.
It says the changeable, verse 22, the changeable suits of apparel and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping pins, the glasses and the fine linen and the hoods and the veils.
It's all the accessories, all the different clothing, the heels, and everything that Keisha and these women got, man.
And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. Instead of a girdle of rent, and instead of a well-set hair baldness.
You know what that go back to? Going back to the dietary law. A lot of these women like eating seafood boils. A lot of them like taking different rods, different men, and letting them shoot up inside them. Water their body. And so that causes that stench, that unsavory stench that's a lot of these women possess, man. But y'all gotta come back to the laws and the commandments. By doing so, you will have one man. By doing so, you will eat a certain diet. You will refrain from certain things that wouldn't cause your body to have this pH balance thrown on. And then they always want to blame the men for their pH being thrown on. But in reality, it's your lack of discipline.
Like the wearing pants, for an example.
Yeah.
You know, you're supposed to wear long dresses, right? Minus apparel, like the brother mentioned.
Yeah.
Here it is, you got all fucking tight ass motherfucking Shawn Michael jeans on.
All day, every day.
It says, instead of a stomacher, a girding of sackcloth, and burning.
They all fat and shit. That's that go into it. You know, because that's
Sure, you
something
like.
keep your body in shape, but these women is out of shape.
And that's why they got hoes wearing waist trainers and shit.
Right.
And they go to the gym, man. Go there to work out. They go there to, take pictures.
And Apostle Gabar, he said, reason why these especially the so-called black women, they don't have hair because of their attitude, and they fat because of their attitude. You know, hey,
It says, burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in war.
Yeah, all these fucking simps, like all the woman worshippers gonna die, man. All these simps who call women gods and shit and bowing down to the woman, all these Lord gonna get rid of all the niggas, man. Lord only dealing with real men, man.
And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground.
She being desolate shall sit upon the ground, man. That's when the day when these women will get humble, man. Ain't gonna be none more of these proud women walking around talking about I don't need a man, all this shit. These women will be, as Christ did a lesson going into Isaiah 16, we'll talk about the virgin shall mourn having no bridegroom. These women gonna be begging for any man, let alone the men of the Lord who got the protection of the Lord, man. These women be mourning for any man who can protect them, man.
That woman, she begged Denzel Washington not to leave her alone because she knew, well, for one, she seen how he handled himself and how he could offer a form of protection to her, but she didn't want to be out there alone. She knew she'd be taken advantage of on the Book of Eli. And that's just an example. See, that's a movie. It ain't showing how really you're going to have people beating down your doors. People that you told this truth to, they're going to be coming to find you, man.
Yeah, I remember when the pandemic happened, I saw this one Keisha I was fucking with, and I seen her in the grocery store up here at Kid, because she like, I'm scared. You ain't scared about what's going on, what's happening, this and that.
People find a sense of and will want to cling to you for that alone, just because you're not moving and shaking. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 4 and verse 1, it says, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name.
They're going to go back to their natural roots of providing for themselves. Food, clothing, all right, and only want to be taken by your name, meaning go back to procreating, man. You know, that's how you take someone's name.
He said it that day. So that day, we went through what David was talking about. The day the Lord stripped him of everything, man. All right, the Lord take away this artificial society where you feel like you're equal or greater than a man, bro. this fake world where you can call 911 or the fire department come help you. We need AAA, all these different shit to come help these women, man. But the things they can't even move in on fucking furniture, man. Boy, they can't even move, man. Come on, bro. Lord about to take away all that. Bring it.
They can't fix their toilet. They can't do nothing. They can't fix their car. They can't do anything, man. You know, they living in the Truman Show.
You believe in a dream world, Neil. That's exactly what it is, man. And what more can you tell them? Welcome to the desert of the real. That's exactly what the Lord about to bring you women to, man. The desert of the real. And look, it's gonna be destitute out here, man.
Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, it says, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man.
7 is a complete number, man. Just infinite amount of women just fucking trying to get with. We always talk about the men of the Lord. These women are trying to get with any man. Any man who's capable, like who's not broken out, women who's trying to clean this clean. And you can have a rod of groups of men. You can have a group of 10 men. You can have women trying to join their crew. These bitches can help, man.
So they already doing it now. The highest bidder, or whoever paying the most, they don't care what you look like, you know. So they doing it now. So how much more when desperation sets in, and it's no longer a green tree but a drop? Of course they're gonna do that.
I got the GNT version of that scripture. This Isaiah 4:1 GNT. It say when that time comes, 7 women will grab hold of one man and say, we can feed and clothe ourselves, but please let us say you are our husband so that we won't have to endure the shame of being unmarried.
There was a shame back in the day. Like, what's wrong with you? Why ain't you got kids? Your parents ask you that now. If you get a certain age, how come you ain't got kids yet? Why ain't you found nobody yet? What's going on?
What's wrong with you?
It's a shame. Yeah, what's wrong with you? You know, because it was a shame not to. And women feel that pressure now. They get up to
Not
30.
being married.
I seen a woman on TikTok crying. She's like, I'm 30 years old. And I still don't have any children because she know that I got a job, I got this, that, and the other, but I ain't got no man, I ain't got no children. They ain't feeling their purpose. And that's why the world's out of course. Go ahead.
Yeah, ultimately, when you read that verse, it talks about, bread and shit. Ultimately, that's going to be like when society first started collapsing, they finally hit up and shit get real. Niggas will get to a certain point, they ain't able to do that either, you know. You ain't able to feed yourself, but you will feed the Lord. The Lord feed us, you will watch the Lord feed God. That's something, man. You ain't going to let nothing real talk if you and brothers be talking about they how to bring something to the table. Listen, bro, they going to have nothing to bring to the table. It's simply the fact the Lord having mercy on them. That's it, man. That's it. They ain't going to provide shit. That's why they going to be so fucking humble, man. They going to have nothing. Lord going to show everything. They going to provide service.
Is that they gonna do whatever it takes out of desperation, you know?
That's really the first time the nigga woman really gonna shut the fuck up.
Exactly. She's going to have to shut the fuck up. If she talking that day, man, ain't going to be no more Esau's power trip.
Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Exactly. Keep going. We're going to read down the 4.
It says, I'll bring it back. Isaiah 4:1, it says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. In that day shall the branch of the Lord be beautiful and glorious, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Israel.
It said for them that are escaped of Israel. Why? Because there's bad times coming like we were going into earlier, man. Great death and destruction. I said those that are escaped, man. This ain't gonna be the party. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a great death, man. And those who escape will be blessed, man.
And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion and he that remaineth in Jerusalem.
It said he that is left and he that is remaining. Why? Because everybody else gonna be dead. All right.
Shall be called holy, even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem.
Yeah, great death. It said everyone that is written among the living, bro. Why? Because the vast majority of people about to die. All these people we see these cars drop, all these people they're destined to die, man. All right. It said, but he said the men that are remaining, they should be labeled holy, man. We're talking about the Lord's elect, man. And again, like he's going into, the women go plead to these men. The majority, we're gonna say to the man, look, we ain't checking for you women, man. Because another thing, these women become on a common board, proud as fuck, talking about, well, I don't accept my man having more women, or you guys are breaking Isaiah 4:1 down wrong and shit. Look, bro, we ain't checking for you women, man. I speak myself. I know I'm not fucking checking for you women. We're not looking to be Captain Saber hoes and put our cape on, man. All right, you bitches gonna be looking for us. We ain't gonna be looking for you.
Exactly.
Hey,
she live over here, so she might be over there in this time.
Yeah.
Look, and then if you really think about it, it's gonna be so close to the kingdom righteous women is right around the corner.
Right around the corner, man. We ain't checking for you to follow.
Fuck, I want you for.
Exactly. Bitches with bad attitudes, man. We ain't gonna just immediately forget about all the bullshit you done pulled, man.
Yeah. Verse 4, when the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion.
Man, he said the Lord have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, man. You women on this side, you are filthy, man. You so-called black and teal Native American women, all these women in America, man. All the so-called white women, all these women who come over here in America, they all fucking filthy, man. Not only physically, but mentally, their mind is just ugly. It's ugly. Their spirit, the way they carry themselves, man, not in the feminine manner, it's completely off, man.
And they shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem.
If I can say this, the reason it's off, going back to Psalms 82 and 5, the foundation of the earth, of course, you can thank Esau for that, man. Exactly. Because I was going to say, this place is the mother of harlots, Babylon the Great. It produces whores. And so that's why they're not feminine. That's why they far from their traditional role, because of their liberation and because Esau, the white man, pretty much empowering them to be promiscuous, to be free and wear what you want to wear and do and say what you want to say. And you go ahead up.
That backfired on them because now
his woman out of order.
Yeah, his woman out of order. They sleeping with us. They get with us. All right, and then guess what? They get married to him. They wait till them 5 years up, get divorced, take his ass to the cleaners. I ain't talking about the laundromat. And that nigga's done, man. You know what I'm saying? And now he's so sorry he got to take his blood overseas, which he's been doing the passport thing. But just when we do it, it's like Jake, when anything we touch is gold, everybody else want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
The flavor of the week right now is Remy Ma.
Yeah.
Yep. Allegedly stepping down. Here it is. She got the top battle rap nigga that everybody got money behind all that, held him down for 6 years in prison. Allegedly, she's cheated on him with another battle rapper who ain't got half his
status
type shit, And so that's the flavor of the week for this week. But going back to what the brother talking about these women, man.
Yeah. Wait, what's the other dude you showed me this morning? I saw before. What's his nigga name?
Jeezy?
No. It's Jake Actor. You got to pay his ex-woman $20,000 a month.
Anthony Anderson.
Yeah. The Lord got this in the news. Again, you're showing you how out of order these women are, man. Constantly screwing over men. So when all hell breaks loose, man, men are not depending on women, man. That whole era, that whole era of it's still off. The whole era of like men having pity on women and you want to save and stuff like that. All that shit is over, man. When all hell breaks loose, man, you don't see a woman get ravaged or whatever, you will laugh, walk past, man. All right.
Isaiah 4:4 says, when the Lord shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof by the spirit of judgment, and by the spirit of burning.
So that's how the Lord gonna clean you women up, man. He said through judgment, through burning. A lot of you women, the Lord gonna put you through hell and take a trouble, but He also gonna save you for that thermonuclear destruction, man. That's how the Lord gonna purge you women, man. And that's gonna last for eternity, man. The Lord about to do these women can keep them in order forever, all right? But like I said, man, it is getting old at this point, man. Like, it's old, like, and you would think, like, get to a point where women be like, no, we tripping, we gotta chill the fuck out. That day is waxing worse and worse. They quadrupling down on their iniquity, man. No? Yeah, please.
Like I said,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Con. This Psalms 110 and 3. It say, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power.
Man, how much more the woman? That's that verse, man. Because of course you got these niggas who want to listen up to the true prophet as well. But that's mainly talking about the woman, bro. She don't listen to this, like, man, for shit.
Exactly, man, bro. The Lord about to give us the power over everything, man. It started out by us having the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the scriptures and faith, man. But it's gonna increase, man. So like the brother said, we'll have power over the elements, the woman, everything, man. Hey, we're gonna have the power in the time of trouble. We're gonna have the Lord willing, we still enduring the time of trouble. We're gonna have the Lord give us the power to be like, no, bitch, you die, you live, you die, you live, man. You know? We're gonna be doing everything.
Scripture real quick. This is Lamentations 4:2. It says, the precious sons of Zion are comparable to fine gold. How are they esteemed as earthen pictures, the work of the hands of the potter?
Now, it said the precious sons of Zion, man. Okay? Because what? The man is the nation. All right? The man is the nation. We don't need our women to have, or even the heathen men. They don't need their woman to have their nation. And that's what these women get it twisted, man. Okay? Mary J. Blige, she wouldn't be able to sing like that if it wasn't for her father. Not because of her mother. All right? What's another one of these hoes, man? They what?
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson. She wouldn't be able to sing and sing like that, dance like that. Holly Berry, all that, act like that. The talent comes from the men. All right? The talent and the specialness comes from the men. That's why it says precious sons of Zion. Speaking about Israelite men in particular right now, because what the Lord, He holds the men as precious, man. The woman is precious to us. She was created for our sake. So in these days to come, all right, if the Lord say He's gonna make them more precious and fine gold, so our women gonna have to get on our program, man. Our women are gonna have to get on our program in these days to come, man. Because if they don't, they gonna die, man.
Yeah, going to the point, I heard you. And what did he tell Buzz on Toy Story, man? He's like, you are a toy. you are a man's plaything.
Man, what?
That's what these women don't get to their fucking heads, man.
But you know what's crazy? They know that because how promiscuous they act online. See, they just supposed to do that behind closed doors. Men love all that extra shit. Just not for the public and the world to view and see, man. You see? But that's what you were created for, man. As a man's pleasure. You know, and to procreate.
This Isaiah 13:12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir.
Gold is highly sought after. You know, gold is highly sought after. A man in that day is going to be more precious than that, man.
Right. Exactly, and not any old nigga, man.
You got a question? Hey, Shemai.
If you ever notice something, no men are coming to the United States for a wife. It tells you one thing right there, and that the DNA of a man stays in a woman for her lifetime. So she got too many different men's DNA in her.
That's why they
she
bugged
can't
out.
really pair bond with you. And that with the hair, what I understand, that's some of the curses, because they was like that way back then. That's what it's called. History repeats itself. But these women are like, they're like men with vaginas.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah,
You can't find fit and feminine women.
No.
And the government is seeing the statistics, how many of us men have left America for the Philippines or wherever else to get a fine fit woman. But it's also taking some of their resources from them. And like you were saying, seven women to every woman. It's already like that in D.C. It's already like that here in Cleveland. But they can't see the message. They just can't, man. And these women, and it's something I know about the Bible. King James, most of everything in that Bible, it's letting you know about a woman. It's how bad she can be. But why isn't everything not gearing to us a lot about a certain segment about how bad we can be? Because America is known for harlots and baby mamas. So why would I want to stay here the rest of my life?
Precept. Sirach 25, verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So that right there is letting you know a woman ain't, in the eyes of the Lord, held on a pedestal. The men is who the Lord is dealing with. And not just any man, the men that's on his side, but the elect amongst them. That's who Yahweh Shemel is dealing with. The prophets. The prophets are above the kings, man. But you do have kings that work for kings, like King David. So go back where we at.
It's 2 Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak now in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
Yep.
That's what we're doing. We're speaking the ears of the Lord's people, the words of prophecy, man. Letting them know that they don't get their acts together. He might have judged them previously. Right? The time to take a trouble, man. The time the societal collapse. This again, America as you know it, but the Lord is a curtain call on Babylon, man. The Lord's wrapping this show up. The Lord's not with this place.
Oh, yes.
It says, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
And the Lord did that. The reason why we can speak this word is not because our own accord, because Yahweh Shai is speaking through us, man. All right, to prophesy, to understand these scriptures, man, to be able to break them down correctly, man, and directly. Not using a bunch of extravagant words, but using it very simple ways you can understand it, man.
2 Corinthians 15:2, it caused them to be written in paper, but they are faithful and true.
So the scriptures are faithful and true. They're not just written to take up space on the page, man. They're coming to pass right before your eyes. The scriptures are jumping off the pages, man. Coming to life like a pop-up book, literally.
It says in Isaiah the 34th chapter, none of these shall want her mate. All these prophecies are coming to pass. That's what distinguishes what we do from these other false doctrines. Pro means before, beside means the same. We warn you of things, and then when they come to pass, you know, secretly, a lot of these people take heed. Because even Elder Pastor Hart was talking about how vocab is moving a certain way. Now he precept hopping. This thing is real. The scripture said that this true, that essentially in 2 Ezra, that it'll flourish. That was hidden.
Well, how you know it's true? They talking about they want to burn the Bible, and they did that back in history, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? They want to get rid of scriptures because they think they're going to brainwash this stuff out of our minds. It's already in there now. It's lot. That's why our brothers study and stuff like that, man. What they say? Somebody you can't take it from your mind. Yeah, I forgot how the saying go, man. It was a saying they used to say, like, you got it in your mind or something like that, but
if it's in your mind, they can't take it from you.
Yeah, it's in your mind,
can't take knowledge to be the stability of that time. That's why these precepts don't come with us, and the little skills, basic survival skills you need to know as a man.
Like on Men in Black with that little flash thing he had, and try to hit it and try to make you forget everything you just saw.
Neuralize it.
Yeah, try to neuralize your mind. See, they try to do that with the see hip.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. Yeah, because you always mention that how it's gonna be some man physical martyrs that's gonna get created for not taking the see him. But so what? We don't want to be here anyway, man. And we still got the victory. Either way it goes. So Brad can have his tantrums, all you want, man. That's not stopping you. Keep reading.
2 Corinthians 15:3. Fear not the imagination against me. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against me. So the non-believers, it says Romans the 3rd chapter.
So we're about to get ready to wrap up. Do me a favor, jump down to 14. Yeah, if you got a question, no, you can ask him now.
Okay. One is Joel 3, chapter 3, verse 5. If you could please read it. When they took the gold, when Rome took the gold, that led our people not to have money, gold to pass down through generations, because they had that war and they conquered Israel. What took the resources?
I can read it for you real quick. My question is, what question do you have about it?
The question is, in a way, is that one of the reasons why our people never had something to come down, finances come down to us?
Like generational wealth, like to keep passing down and stuff?
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 28 chapter explains that.
The
curses.
I'll read it for you. Joel 3 and 5, because he had taken my silver, my gold.
That's Israel.
That's us.
That's Israel. That's what I'm saying.
And have carried into your temples my good and pleasant things. It says the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem sold to the Grecians, that you might remove them far from your border.
And something else I want to say about these women, how they dress. Exodus chapter 28, verse 42, verse 43.
If I can say real quick before you ask that next question, going back to the statement the brother said, in Deuteronomy 20th chapter, it explains and expounds on why you're cursed in your basket and in your store, in regards to not having real finances, and stuff like that. Yeah, he said that Esau shall be the head, we shall be the tail, we shall be the borrower, we shall be the lender. We curse as a whole. Yeah. So a lot of times finances, it got to do with the curses. That's really where it stemmed from. I wouldn't necessarily say
Haggai 1:6.
Was it, even though they did take a lot of our resources.
Yeah.
I'll go to this. How was the Roman Colosseum built? When you go to the finances they took to build that was taken from Israel. Yes. And they built the so-called eighth wonder of the world, or one of the wonders of the world. You see what I'm saying? One of the wonders of the world with the resources they stole. But the scriptures do say all of which he stole, he's gonna vomit it up too.
Okay.
You see in the book of Job. So in the kingdom, really, when Yahweh Shah come back leading into that time, that's when we're going to have all of that back. See, but we under the curses right now. So we got to work by the sweat of our brow. We got to work for our day's wage. Going back to the brothers talking about the Roman denarius, we got to work for our day's wage.
Say something about the women.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Help us out.
Exodus chapter 28, verse 42 and verse 43.
28 and 42?
Yeah, chapter 20, verse 42 and 43.
It says, Exodus 28 and 42. Yeah. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness from the loins, even unto the thighs shall they reach. This is talking about the priest's office. I'm going to start at 41.
Okay.
It says, and thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother, which he was a Levite, the priest, and his sons with him, and shalt anoint them and consecrate them and sanctify them, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. But now all Israel are priests. It says it. I'm sorry? All the men. Yeah,
not the women.
That's
they
right.
Be wearing, they're not supposed to be wearing this.
That's right. Yeah. But I go back to Deuteronomy 22:5. Yeah. A woman shall not wear that which pertains to a man.
Okay.
A woman supposed to be dressed like this.
Yeah. Because they ain't got nothing to pull out up in front. You got the zipper.
Because they look down upon her. So me even making a reference towards her, they feel entitled. Yeah, I don't care, but I'm using it. Picture on camera. Check it out. Exodus 28 and 42. Thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness, from the loins even unto the thighs shall they reach, and they shall be upon Aaron, upon his sons, and when they come into the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near to the altar to minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity and die, and it shall be a statute forever unto him and his seed after him.
And I said this talk about the breeches here, because women ain't supposed to wear pants. That hole got to breathe down there, and that's why a lot of times you get infections and stink. You know what I'm saying? They got to wear skirts because the hole got to breathe. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. And their mamas ain't teaching them nothing.
Nope.
Did you have one more?
Yeah, I got just two more.
We're going to wrap up.
Psalms 83, chapter 83, verse 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Psalms 83 and 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O power. For lo, meaning look, thine enemies make a tumult, which is a loud, confused cry. It says, and they that hate thee have lifted up their heads, so they're proud. They're going to mention our enemies. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against our people, the nation of Israel. Crafty counsel. Crafty counsel, there's a multitude of different ways of taking counsel. Man in the house rule is counsel. Dealing with the food, putting the poison in the food, that's counsel against our people. Different things as far as the doctrine, that they try to use to keep us far from our power source. They have about Shemel. And consulted against our hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Our people on this side. They still trying to do it to this very day. Look up Project Megiddo.
They got to separate.
Yeah. Look up different, how can I put that? Trying to cut us off from being a people, man.
Yeah.
Okay, it says what? For they have consulted the Margaret Sanger with the Planned Parenthood, with the abortions.
Yeah.
It says, for they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee, so they all consult one another. Who we got to represent us at these summits, at these meetings? Who represent our people? We got a white man to represent us, trying to call us American, man. Yeah. Just like Paul was a Roman citizen, we're American citizens. But nonetheless, we got an Edomite representing us.
Yeah.
Judah saying Deuteronomy 17 and 15 that no one that's not thy brother is trying to set up to be a king over you, man.
Exactly.
But it says what? They are confederate against thee.
Yeah.
The tabernacles of Edom, white man so-called, and the Ishmaelites, the Arabs, Moab, Chinese, and then the Hagrids. From my understanding, I believe those are ham, right?
Yeah.
Is that ham?
Yeah, that's
going
ham.
to it. I believe so, yeah. I'm going to look it up. If I'm mistaken, I'm almost certain it's the ham. But, did you have a question on that?
No, you just explained it to me.
Yeah.
My last question.
Yeah, because if I could add on that, the reason why they all come against us because they mad, man, because the Lord didn't choose them and didn't give them the blessing. He gave us the blessing. So that's why they take counsel and try to bring us down as a nation.
We was the chosen ones.
Yeah.
They were not the chosen ones.
Yeah, it's an envy thing.
Gave us the commandments. He didn't give it for the rest of them.
Yeah.
They know you're the chosen people because every nation
records of history, even ancient history. You know what I'm saying? To themselves, the higher ups, and they know. Like I said, they know about us, man. They know what God did in the Red Sea. They know what God did in the Red Sea. He made that, glorified that event, and that it was like, look, those people from the Lord right there. God did for the miracles in the Red Sea. We heard about it. Like I said, they can still have records of it. So that's why they come against us, because they know who we are.
Exactly. And just to add on to what the brother's saying too, you know, it always been around. It always been about power, man. You know, but like you say in Sirach 17, it say that Israel's the Lord's portion. So these heathens can be mad. Guess what? I don't care. Be mad all you want, man, because the Lord chose us, man. Starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, and that's what it's gonna be.
My last question is Hebrews chapter 7, verse 14. Yeah, from what I understand, the most they call him Jesus, but J came in effect. It wasn't even in effect. The letter J wasn't even in effect. But Judah.
Oh no.
It's from our people. That's the
Yahweh, yeah.
Wait, can you please read this? Chapter 7, verse 14.
This Hebrews 7 and 14. It say, for it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah, which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning the priesthood.
That's it. He didn't come out of Edomite. He didn't come out of Hamite. He didn't come out of Moabite.
Yeah, through Yahweh Shah, all the tribes was made priests.
I gotta ask another brother, but that Psalms 83, the Hagarites, according to the blue letter, it went into the Arabs.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I've heard.
It went into the Arabs, so I just wanted to throw that out there.
Because Hagar was Ishmael's mom.
That's what went into the
Ishmael people.
Yeah, Ishmael. Okay. So I just wanted to throw that out there. But nonetheless, hopefully you was edified. Hopefully whoever's watching on the camera was edified.
Yeah, but say I'll ask him one more question.
Oh, my bad.
You know the Lord's name, though? He read in Hebrews 7 and 14, it said, it's evident our Lord sprang out of Judah. Do you know the Lord's name?
Yahweh.
Yahweh?
Yeah.
Your son?
I know Elohim is the most high.
Yahweh. Yahweh is the father, Yahweh Shah is the son.
Okay. Elohim is
Alahayim.
not
Paleo Hebrew. Paleo Hebrew it'd be Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Because you put yum on the back of any Hebrew word, it makes it plural.
Yeah. So Alahayim just means powers. We the Alahayim.
My last one, which I think you know, is Amos chapter 5, verse 15.
It says, hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be that the Lord, power of hosts, will be gracious to the remnant of Joseph. You got a question about Joseph?
No, but I got another question to add on to that, which I think you all know. I think I know this if I'm right. Romans chapter 9, verse 13. From what I comprehend, the Most High, he hates the Edomites.
That's right.
He hates Esau. Am I right?
That's right. That's what it says. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Romans 9 and 13.
Thank you for verifying some knowledge I studied.
Yeah, go back to Malachi, the first chapter. He told him he hated Esau in Malachi 1. I get it.
1 to 4.
Yeah, Malachi 1. And I'm going to start at verse 1.
Okay.
The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi.
Okay.
I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother?
Yep.
Saith the Lord. Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So whenever you see Esau, he's wicked. His wickedness dwelling among. He's the border of wickedness.
Before when he came out the cave.
Bottom, right on time.
The cock is cave.
And
Thank
that
you,
just
man.
further proved that the Hagarians are Ishmael.
Okay.
Going back to the Zondervan Bible Dictionary and the Blue Letter confirmed it. So excuse me for my mishap.
That's the spirit.
Hagarians.
That was gonna be on my mind.
And but Lord, when this edifying, we'll give all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
the double honor, so it was apostles, the great millstone, teacher, rule well, the living sincere, shalom, for hopeful elect, a Bible ball, and Kwame Yashara.
Abad Babor.